Welcome. Heart health. We all know February is our healthy heart month, and we all think about the heart being Valentine's Day, but we're talking about the heart that's our most important muscle in the body. And today we're going to talk about some important biomarkers to be aware of and how to make sure your heart is healthy. Because heart disease is the number one killer in the U.S. Every 40 seconds, someone is dying from heart disease, and it starts young. I know heart disease may get us at 55, but actually, we see plaquing starting at age 5. 25% of children have plaquing at age 5 or older, and 60% of teenagers have plaque building up in their arteries. And so there's a study done at Northwestern Medical College that shows that you can decrease your chances of heart disease by 10 times by following some lifestyle changes such as smoking, weight, exercise, diet, and alcohol. If you just focus on one of those areas and change it, you're going to have a decrease your risk slightly. But if you do all of those aspects, all 6 of those or 5 of those problems, aspects of health, you're going to decrease your chances of heart disease by 10 times. That's not including chiropractic care, as we'll discuss later how important that is. So if the study had chiropractic care in there, it'd be interesting to know how important that is as well. So heart health. And how can we help the heart? What can we know about the heart? And we all know about the cholesterol. That's the big bad bear in the woods, the cholesterol, right? Well, actually, it's not as bad as one would think. But there are other biomarkers we want to make sure that we're under control and taken care of, and that's your HbA1c, which is most people think is diabetics. Yeah, that does show us your levels of blood sugar, but also your CRP, your inflammation levels, your vitamin D levels, and yes, your cholesterol is important, and your triglycerides, but even more so than that, your cortisol levels. How are they? Are they high? Are they low? And how they affect the heart? We're going to discuss that here shortly too. So back to your CRP and why it's so important is your CRP levels show us your inflammation and aging levels. And the higher the inflammation levels, the more damaging it is to the blood vessel linings. And so just know the chronic inflammation even leads to cancer, heart disease, diabetes. But in this presentation here, we're talking about how it affects the blood vessel linings and how important it is to make sure that it's low, and how we can even manage the inflammation levels. And then your vitamin D. How important is vitamin D? It helps control over 900 gene functions. So if you watch the news today, we know how important it is for our immune health, but also gene expression. 900 genes are dictated by vitamin D. So low D levels, you got 900 things that are going to have issues as well. So just know that how important vitamin D is to your health. And cortisol. Just know that it is very important to know your cortisol levels. If they're high, which means you're under lots of stress, you're going to have some metabolic issues. You're going to have some abdominal fat issues. You're going to have issues of even losing weight. And then low levels, that's when you just burn out. You've just been stressed for too long. You're going to have issues of managing your inflammation, which we talked about before. So they kind of go hand in hand. So just know cortisol levels are vitally important, as we will discuss here shortly, how it affects the blood vessels. And then cholesterol. It is something to know about, but it's not the main thing to know about. Just know that as well. So the Harvard study you see here, only half the people who had heart attacks had high LDLs, which is ironic, right? Everybody thinks, oh, had a heart attack, he must have high cholesterol levels. Not necessarily. So just know cholesterol levels are important to know, but it's more of the ratio, which we're talking about here now. So when it comes to HDLs, men and women, we want over 50. You're probably used to hearing, oh, you want 40 or 45. No. Here we want over 50. You want high level HDLs, and then your LDLs, which are the bad ones per se. So here's the thing about LDLs. You want those 3 times less than the HDL. So there's a ratio for you that we're looking for. You want HDLs 3 times more than your LDLs. And then yes, your triglycerides, you want 150 or less. So we all can agree that the triglycerides you want to be less than 150. But now the ratio again, just to further bring this home, is for men, the healthy range for cholesterol and HDLs is 3.4 or under. And then for females, you want 3.3 or under. And then triglycerides, you want a healthy level of triglycerides. You don't have none. You don't have, like I say, no cholesterol. You want to have some, but you want to have healthy levels. And so 150 or below when it comes to the triglycerides. And then here's my point about the plaquing and your cholesterol and inflammation, how they're so important. So if you have high cholesterol and low inflammation, we won't be as concerned as if you have high cholesterol and high inflammation, because when you have cholesterol floating around and you have high inflammation floating around, that oxidizes the cholesterol, which leads to the plaquing that you see here on the artery to the right here, the blood vessels to the right there. So the plaquing is the important part, and the inflammation combined with the cholesterol adds to the plaquing there. And then I hear this all the time. Doc, my cholesterol levels are good. They're under control. I said, really? How do you know? Well, I take medication for them. And then I'm like, well, do you know the side effects? And most people have no clue really of the side effects of that, And so just know that it does damage your liver, as you see here. Neuropathy. You'd be surprised at people that I see in my office that have the numbness, tingling issues in their hands and feet, and they're not even aware that it could be a side effect from the medication there, And then the joint pain, the muscle wasting, even depression and memory loss. You'd be surprised people think I'm just getting old. Well, no, it may be a side effect of your medications there. So be aware of that, and we want to give you a healthier way to manage these levels, because they are important, but there's a healthier way, and it starts with your lifestyle. So just know that as we go forward, we're looking at lifestyle changes, not necessarily medication changes, because once you change your lifestyle, these levels will change too. And it's because you take a medication, then it's really a race. Is the disease going to kill you, or the medication going to get you first? So just know, if you change your lifestyle, the better you're going to be, healthier you're going to be with that. And what's one way we help the HbA1c is, and triglycerides, is by glucoadapt. As you can see, there's several nutrients there that help lower the HbA1c, which in turn is going to lower the triglycerides as well. So just know there's natural ways to help that, and glucoadapt is a great way to do that. And as far as your CRP levels, your inflammation levels, hey, curcumin, boswellia, fish oils are a great way to lower that naturally, and get your, with the fish oils, that is, get even your omega-3 fatty acids up, which is very important as well. So, and then niacin. It helps lower the LDLs, increase your HDLs, and even reduce triglycerides. But if you've ever had niacin, you may have a reaction to it. I know when I was in 8th grade, I remember this day, I was in 8th grade, and I knew niacin was important, so I took some niacin. And then I went to school, and I remember sitting in class, and my face turned beet red. I was getting red all over. I was like, wow, this thing. I had to go talk to the teacher. I said, I think I need to go home. I'm not feeling good. I'm red all over. I don't know what's going on. And at the time, I forgot what was going on until I was talking to my dad about it. He said, you took some niacin. I said, well, yes, sir. He said that was a reaction because by the time I got home, I was not red anymore. I was not flush. But that's the reason for the sustained release niacin. So you don't get the bad reaction for the niacin levels increasing. So, but just know niacin is very important to your heart and your heart health. And then when it comes to the cortisol levels and your adrenal support, you have Adrenal Care that helps balance out the levels of your adrenals. Make sure they're not overstimulated or understimulated. You want a healthy dose of the adaptogens that go to the adrenals to stimulate it so it's not overproducing or underproducing. As we've seen before, how that's going to affect your ability to even lose weight or burn fat or even to fight inflammation. So you want healthy levels of cortisol, and the Adrenal Care helps you with that. So back to vitamin D. It's one of those things you got to test that too. And I hear this all the time as I talk with my patients about it. I do. My number's good. So what is your number? Oh, it's good. Well, good is not necessarily an answer. You want to know the number. As you see here, if you're over 25, at least 5,000 IUs a day at the very minimum. And if you're under 25, you could need anywhere from 10 to 50,000 IUs a day. So you need to know your number of your vitamin D levels. Like I said before, if you watch the news, you know that it's important to immune health. But over 900 gene functions are required for vitamin D to work properly. So just know that. And so those are some ways to nutritionally to help with cardiovascular issues. Now here is a great way to help as well is your diet. The modified Mediterranean diet helps, increase your HDLs, lower your LDLs, and even decrease obesity. So just know that you got to restrict your carbohydrate intake, and a modified Mediterranean diet is a great way to do that as well. And so then here's more of the ketogenic, probably more familiar with that term, the ketogenic diet, the anti-inflammatory diet. There's tons of research that shows the importance of that and how it just restricts your carbohydrates, which in turn, when you cut down your carbohydrates and your sugars, you're going to automatically decrease your triglyceride levels. And so there's some important things about that. And changing your oil. This is a very important thing. I know people, at least where I'm here in the South, would love our fried food, right? But did you know that's causing a lot of your issues as well? It's definitely cardiovascular issues. And so, use coconut oil. There's your fatty acids again, your fish oils. A high dose. The research I've been studying, reading, need at least 3,000 milligrams a day of omega-3 fatty acids, which is your fish oils. And then you just have to eliminate the trans fats. So that's definitely from the vegetable oils that we consume and the hydrogenated oils that we have. And you got to read your labels too. A lot of the food package has hydrogenated oils in there. So you just got to make sure you're not getting much trans fat in your diet neither. So here's an example of some healthy fats versus bad fats or damaged fats. So there's your olive oil, your fish oil, your coconut products, raw nuts, your organic and grass-fed meats, avocados, and then the bad fats, the bad oils, your trans fats again, your vegetable oil. I have no idea why it's called a vegetable oil because it's not made from vegetables, but that's just an example of, some marketing. And then another way to take this to the next level, just to know what foods you're sensitive to. You could be, I hear this a lot, Doc, I'm eating good foods, healthy foods. Well, I'm like, well, that's good. And I'll just give you an example for me. Spinach, almonds, healthy foods, right? They are healthy, but for me, I'm sensitive to them. So it's best just to do a food sensitivity test. That way hey, foods you're sensitive to are causing more inflammation. More inflammation, as we saw before, definitely adds fuel to the fire to cause plaquing. So we want to make sure that we eat healthy foods and healthy foods for us. What's healthy for me may not be healthy for you, and vice versa. So So just know a food sensitivity test is vital as well. So just know the great news is here just by dropping your carbs, your triglycerides levels, and raising your HDLs. And so there's quick ways to do that. And so just know the top inflammatory foods. Sugar is at the top of the list. It's actually an anti-nutrient. It's not good for us at all, but Lord knows we all love it. So, and then there's your vegetable oils again, your fried foods, your refined flour. So, and just be aware of the artificial sweeteners too. I hear that a lot, and I'm like, if you're going to use sugar, just use sugar, not the artificial, because it's probably better for you in the long run. So just be aware of the items you see there, because they do cause inflammation. And here's ways to combat inflammation, to get rid of the inflammation. There's your fish. Fish is great for that. Let's talk about the fish oils, the coconut, the olive, the avocado oils, the green leafy vegetables. There we go again with the spinach and kale. But like I said before, if you're sensitive to one of those, it could be causing inflammation. But that's ironic, isn't it? That for me, I can't eat spinach because it does cause inflammation in myself. So the food sensitivity test is great to know. And then there's your raw nuts. And so just know there's ways to lower inflammation, lower cholesterol, have a healthier heart just by eating better, just by doing healthier things like chiropractic care. A lot of folks have no idea that chiropractic care can even help. And here's how chiropractic can help with, even say, heart disease. It helps balance out the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight, which we're all in mainly with our stressful lives. Always in fight or flight. Always just ready to go. We got to balance that out with the parasympathetic nervous system. And so both of those together will help control your heart rate variability, as you see there. And so there's a study that shows that, hey, after 1 year care, it's not just getting you out of pain. Chiropractic care helps with this. It's actually sustained care. Chiropractic does a good job of helping people with, say, issues with their spine, neck, back pain, but it's the sustained care where you get the benefits of even organ function, even balancing out the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So, and you see that the last line there by the research by Dr. Zhang there, that chiropractic significantly improves HRV after only 1 year of care. It's not just getting you out of pain, it's keeping you adjusted, keeping you well. And then here's a study done in 1965 by a medical doctor that shows that lesions, which we know as subluxations now, lesions to the spinal column in certain areas cause issues to the heart. Wow, imagine that. As chiropractors, we've been knowing this for years, but somehow the message hadn't got out. So just know getting adjusted can help you with heart issues. And also you got to maximize this nutrient here, which is magnesium. Magnesium plays a critical role in reducing your inflammation there. So make sure your magnesium levels are high. And so back to how we here at the office are going to help you with your heart. Make sure it's healthy is your HbA1c, your inflammation, CRP, your vitamin D, total cholesterol, not just, it's high. Hey, what are the specific numbers there? What's your LDL, HDL ratio? What's your cholesterol to triglyceride ratio? And then there you go, cortisol again. We got to make sure that those levels are in a healthy range. And if not, there are ways we can help with that, as we discussed earlier there. So, supplements for the heart. As we round this out, tie this up, the Edison packet is a great way to get the nutrients that you need. It has all your multivitamins, your heart blend, antioxidants in there. There's even vitamins in there to help inflammation, help your joints. And then the E+, that's the fish oils talked about. You need 3,000 milligrams a day of fish oils. And your vitamin D levels, you want that around 80. So be sure you're getting your vitamin D levels high. That's a glucopro if you need that. And to help with your blood sugar, triglycerides. And we talked before the Adrenal Care if you need that as well. And then the Be Calm. That helps your inflammation, your sleep, your stress. So these are some natural ways, lifestyle changes to help you with heart disease, to make sure that you're not that 1 in 2, 1 in 3 people that get the heart disease. Because here's something that a mentor of mine once said is, people that don't have any symptoms have a bad habit of dying. So don't wait for symptoms to happen, because it may not happen. You may just not wake up one day. Let's make sure we're healthy now. And that's with your lifestyle changes, with your chiropractic care, your dietary changes. And then if we need to, we can add more supplements to there. But what you see here on the page here is the baseline. It is for the Edison Pack, the E+, the vitamin D I do daily, the Gluco Pro. I haven't needed that at the moment, but I am testing my heart to see how that is going. See if I do need something like that. So just know, this is a more functional wellness way of looking at your heart instead of a medicinal way to look at your heart. So let's get you healthy. Let's keep you healthy. I definitely appreciate you. I'm Dr. Brenton Jones, West Point Family Chiropractic, and I'll see you soon.